looks like Colin Blower. And through stream the field, it's ablaze. There's some psychology on the midfield as well. What a fantastic sight and sound they make. Well, the Castle Combe Sunday audience was treated not only to fabulous racing, but fabulous entertainment from the minor classes, and also here from these big bangers. Martin Stewart there getting a big wiggle on, and a big slide and a missed gear as well from our cameraman Giles Cooper. So past him goes number 0. That's John Kent, a long-time stalwart of this championship, now making a surprise and very welcome return. Not very welcome for all the other drivers, of course, because Kent is no slouch in these machines, as he's proving by picking up places. Oh my goodness me, number 9, Gavin Cooper, straight across the bows. Very, very crossed up going in, very, very broadside coming out. Stuck on the grass. Gavin Cooper, stick in the mud, I don't think so. Now the battles for position are really hotting up here. Ian Flux is moving away into his commanding lead, but Bobby Burden-Rowe has worked his way in 2 laps right up to 3rd position and challenging Martin Short for 2nd. He pulls alongside. Very, very good move indeed from Burden-Rowe out of the corner. Really got the power down quickly. He's got this one. Short is not a man to give up easily, but there's no way to fight that one alongside. Burden-Rowe now heading off after Ian Flux. These two really the championship front runners. 3rd Short, 4th Blower, 5th is McKellar, and 6th, well, Steve Guglielmi is slipping down the order because it's not even Steve Guglielmi in 6th place is Phil Hindley, number 75. Guglielmi is down to 7th and sliding down the running. Now then, Blower under pressure. Yes, he gets through. McKellar, very good move indeed by the 96 car, up to 3rd place, 4th place behind Martin Short rather than 3rd place man. And into a spin goes Tim Hood. Has he got the engine running? Don't know. He looks like he might be planning to rejoin. 14, our camera car watches as into the barriers very firmly indeed goes John Kent. Not the sort of return to TVR racing he would have hoped for. John Kent has had some superb TVR races. Unfortunately, this one-off comeback will be not one of the ones he will want to remember most. Down in the midfield, our cameraman gets passed by Troy Dunlop. He goes past Gavin Cooper. And ahead of them still is the number 40 machine. And there on the side of the road was Tim Hood's car, so Tim Hood doesn't rejoin. Battle is rejoined though. Bobby Burden-Rowe and Ian Flux, and Burden-Rowe having reeled in Fluxy. Will he go past? Yes! And again, Fluxy gets a huge wiggle on over Avon Rise. Under braking, the car really snaking away. Burden-Rowe on the outside, so he had to be neat and tidy. Here is Jamie Campbell-Walter, and a big fly on the front of the camera lens. Sorry about that, animal lovers, but Campbell-Walter is really putting a wiggle on as well. Goes past number 6, Guglielmi, and he's trying to work his way back up to the chasing pack, back onto the peloton. Now that we're in Tour de France season, we may as well use their language for motor racing. After all, they stole half of their terminology directly from cars anyway. So, riding again with Gavin Cooper, there is Troy Dunlop, and ahead of him, Martin Stewart. 40, 4 and 14 in that order. Gavin Cooper closing under braking. There's the Fernhurst Motorco car. There's the Dunlop Systems car. And there at the back, Grant Tromans, Dayglow yellow as ever. Burden-Rowe this time with Flux down the inside, so the lead changes back. Burden-Rowe has now led twice, once for about a yard at the start till he messed up his start comprehensively, and then once for a lap as he got past Ian Flux. Will he do it again? The experienced stager, Ian Flux, the young charger, Bobby Burden-Rowe, and still this 3-way battle goes on. Well, 5-way battle it is. We've been seeing the free cars, as we do again, from the overhead position on Gavin Cooper's machine. Troy Dunlop making the move on Martin Stewart. Oh, it's all very tippy-toey under braking there. The brakes are really starting to run out on these cars. They are very quick, and the brakes at the end of a long, tough race like this are going to be marginal. There's contact! Unbelievable. Martin Stewart really, really thumped Troy Dunlop very heavily indeed. Well, I don't know quite how that contact even came about. Perhaps they just rubbed wheels. Martin Stewart still got 4 wheels on his wagon if there's not much wagon left. Troy Dunlop seems to be wanting to get going as well. somebody else shedding bits and pieces, shedding a wheel. The marshals want to be very careful of that. The wheel coming right at the cameraman, who has not run away. Brave man. Foolish, but brave. Well, while he was concentrating on the wheel coming towards him, didn't quite see the car. I think it may well have been Steve Cole, though. So the lead battle once more. Flux with Burden Rowe right with him. Burden Rowe will be pushing as hard as he can out of camp. He's very good through there, or has been, but not enough to out-drag him to the line. But it's all still going pear-shaped. My goodness me. Oh dear, Gavin Cooper on the grass and then spins. Grant Tromans! Oh, no, dear, you just could see that coming in, couldn't you? Tromans couldn't avoid him, he had no traction on the grass either. Rod Gretton it was who spun there. The leaders were finishing, everybody else was trying to wreck the cars. Well, here we go then for another 15 laps of Castle Combe. They're ready to go again. They start as they finish. Hands waved in the middle of the grid. Somebody has stalled their engine. That's why everybody was taking to the grass right from the word go. Looking back from Ian Flux, Gavin Cooper goes around the outside. There's no Bobby Burden Rowe, so Burden Rowe must lead. Colin Blower right behind us. But the leader, Bobby Burden Rowe, Flux well down the order. So Ian Flux, only 5th position. Well, come back past Gavin Cooper, so that should put him back up into 4th. Cooper's going backwards here. No, in fact, Flux is still 5th because Guglielmi's ahead of him. As they all stream through, this is really an opening lap. Sorting out, oh dear, my goodness, he's having very bad luck indeed. Off goes number 40, Martin Stewart. Stewart off on the first lap. Well, riding with Jamie Campbell-Walter, Martin Short ahead of us. So there is the lead group. Short comes down the inside under braking. He's blocked very early by Phil Hindley. 96, Ian McKellar, just outside the top half dozen at the moment. Yellow flags are out, and out of the car unhurt is Martin Stewart. That's 2 shunts and no injuries for him. Riding with the 4th place man now, Jamie Campbell-Walter, really very, very close indeed to finding a way past Martin Short. Short jinks right. Campbell-Walter stays on the racing line. There he is in the black car with Ian Flux right behind him in the white car. So Hindley 2nd, Short 3rd, and Flux 4th as Campbell-Walter goes down to 5th position. Looking back from Flux, there is Jamie Campbell-Walter. And the other hyphen, Bobby Burden Rowe leads this one. Through goes Phil Hindley, Martin Short, and 6 and 9, very close indeed. Guglielmi on the inside, Cooper on the outside, and still together. Oh, goodness me, he does enjoy a spin, does Tim Hood. Will he keep going this time? He's got to learn to get his foot on the brake and the clutch at the same time. So 3rd and 5th being very, very closely contested by a pair of cars each. There they go, and now 96, Ian McKellar is closing right up with Blower. So 5th position is a 3-way battle, and another one off into the barriers, and a big rearward shunt for Andy Currell. 3 laps in and 3 cars off the road already. So Currell out of it. And again, Flux on the move, puts on a very strong move down the inside of Martin Short. And again, Short reads it and accepts the inevitable. Doesn't mean he'll give up trying to come back at Flux, but there was no way to defend there at camp. Over Avon Rise, hard on the brakes, very, very hard indeed. Turning in now to Quarry and accelerating hard. Woof, my goodness me. Right across Jamie Campbell-Walter bows comes Steve Guglielmi. Campbell-Walter gets back ahead though, as into the pits comes our cameraman Giles Cooper. Car number 14, we're riding with him. This is the very, very narrow pit lane at Castle Combe. Number 3, facing the wrong way, Steve Cole. And look how many places he's leading as he tries to get the engine going again. Past Phil Hindley now is Ian Flux. Martin Short with Colin Blower right with him. And he's stopped for a drink, not for himself, you understand, but very hot weather for these big AJP TVR built V8s. So Giles Cooper may well rejoin, not to any avail in terms of championship points though, but just for the hell of it. There is the view of Phil Hindley from Ian Flux's rear bumper, rear mounted camera. And Hindley getting very close as they go through Westway, down Dean Straight, down to Camp Corner. Is he going to make a move? He is indeed, and successfully. Phil Hindley slides inside Ian Flux. Flux now flicks the headlamp switch and comes back strong. Headlamps ablaze. They don't bother with dipping these, you understand, it's main beam or nothing. Hindley on the brakes, nice and early to make sure he's under control when they get to Quarry. Gets in nice and slow, comes out nice and strong. Still has second, Flux third, Blower fourth, Short fifth, and then there's a gap. Steve Guglielmi in sixth position. And a little gaggle now building up behind him in the bottleneck. Certainly these four are getting away, chasing Bobby Burden-Rowe, the leader. Now, we haven't seen him for a while, but he's still out there. There he is, and look how far away he's getting. And that's because the rest of them are squabbling over position. Troy Dunlop taped up and out again. And a very, very lurid slide indeed onto start-finish straight from Phil Hindley. And that allows Ian Flux a chance almost to get his nose alongside, but not quite. Blower threatening now. Flux could be in trouble here if Blower can get close enough under braking. Hindley, Flux, Blower short. Through they go. Somebody sounding very, very rattly indeed. Sounds like a broken exhaust. Everybody's still going very quickly indeed, especially Blower. Blower coming down the inside. And he picks up the position from Ian Flux. I wonder if it's Flux's car that's blowing the exhaust. That might rob him of a couple of horsepower, maybe a mile or two an hour of straight line speed. Maybe it's just that Colin Blower got a better drive out of the corner. Whatever, Colin Blower has moved ahead, up into third place, Flux down to fourth. Martin Short still fifth, and then Guglielmi and everybody else in sixth position. Phil Hindley taking advantage of this battle to pull away. 26, our spinner, back in it. And again, Ian Flux looking to find a way past. And he's alongside Colin Blower. Yes, through he goes. It was very close indeed there, but he did manage to find just enough room. And there is the view back. If Ian Flux was looking in his mirror at the moment, which he won't be, he'd have a very picturesque scene. Phil Hindley locks up, Ian Flux drifts down the inside. Hindley drifts onto the grass. Hindley now loses momentum. Would have had to back out a little bit of the throttle there, and sure enough, Blower goes by. Final lap. Everybody with something to play for, except for number 14, Giles Cooper. He's several laps down, so he's just in it for thrills. Bobby Burden-Rowe, and then count the seconds off. 5, 6, 7, 8. Ian Flux, Colin Blower, Phil Hindley, side by side nearly. Martin Short and Ian McKellar. Good battle going on there for 5th and 6th. And then Guglielmi leading the rest through. Campbell Walter behind him. And again, some very, very sideways motoring going on here as the stakes get higher and the desperation gets more obvious. But not for the power sliding Bobby Burden-Rowe. Picks up the inside wheel and drifts it out of camp. Looking back from Ian Flux. Oh dear, it's all getting very close at the line. But Flux will hold on to his position. Second from Colin Blower. Phil Hindley just behind Blower there, and then McKellar and Short. So commanding margin for Bobby Burden-Rowe in race 2, and that helps him in the championship close up a little on Short and Flux.
Here in Austria, Jacques Villeneuve with